Hello everyone, my name is Avnish Tiwari. I am a faculty at St. Peter's Law Academy, Delhi. I welcome all of you in this regime of St. Peter's Law Academy. And I have got something which has been the bone of contention in every aspirant's life. Every aspirant who is thinking of writing a judiciary mains examination, that student generally feels bothered about one issue, one problem. And what is that problem? That problem is judgment writing. So I have brought this video, although this video is going to be the first part of a series of videos, because we are going to make so many videos on the same issue, that is writing of the judgment. But this is the first part, and in this part we are going to introduce as in why and how the judgment is important in a aspirant's life. So I will make the heading of judgment writing. So we have the generalized idea as in what is a judgment. So I am not referring to any statute right now. I will give you some initial clues. I will bring the generalized idea of what is a judgment and how the judgment is going to be a good judgment, and what is the role of a judge in making the good judgment. Means it is an art. But the first point about the judgment writing is that judgment writing is an integral part of judgeship, right? So I will make some points because it is the introductory part of this whole series. The first point is that judgment writing is the integral part of judgeship. I will write it, integral part of judgeship. It means if any litigation is going on, whether in a civil court or in a criminal court, ultimately some outcome will be there. The judge will adjudicate the matter, the judge will decide the matter, and ultimately the judge will give the verdict, its decision. And that decision is called judgment in general. There are so many technical and legal intricacies, but right now at this point of time I am not going to deal with those intricacies. Legal nuances are not something I am referring to right now. I am giving you some generalized idea as in how to write a judgment. So I told you that judgment writing is an integral part of judgeship. Means a judge will ultimately decide the matter and give its conclusion, its findings, etc. And that finding, that conclusive finding by the judge in a case is called the judgment. But the next question is that, is there a straight jacket formula to write a judgment? Is there a fixed formula to write a judgment? The answer is no. There is no fixed formula to write a judgment. Means there is no straight jacket formula. No straight jacket formula. Straight jacket means fixed. Fixed formula of writing a judgment. Means judgment will be in the civil case as well as in the criminal case. So that is something which is very basic. But after that, I told you that it is not something like there is a formula and you have to adopt that formula and the outcome will be a good judgment. No. This is not the idea. It completely depends on the judge. Means the role of the judge in writing the good judgment is paramount. Means it is a kind of skill, it is a kind of art to write the judgment. It is an art or skill. And this skill sometimes is natural and sometimes it is acquired also. You might have heard very renowned judges in the history. Have you heard the name of Justice Krishna Iyer, Justice Bhagwati? So those judges were very renowned because they had this natural skill to write good judgments. So it is an art or skill which is belonging to that particular judge who is writing the judgment. And there are so many factors which are going to affect the quality of the judgment. Means if the judge is not well versed with the law, he is not able to understand the nuances of law, he will not be able to give a good judgment. Because when we look back in the history of judicial precedents, we find that there have been certain very good judgments and some judgments which were really bad also at the same time. So it depends. So ultimately, what is the outcome of this proposition that it is an art or a skill of the judge? It means the quality of the judgment is directly proportional to the quality of the judge. Quality of the judgment is directly proportional to the quality of the judge. It means the quality of the judgment is going to be reflected as the personality of the judge. So the question is how the personality of a judge is being created. How will you come to know about the personality of a judge? Once you see the judgment given by that particular judge, of course you will be able to make some guesses, make some presumptions about the personality of that particular judge. Means you can see through the judgment and you can conclude about the personality of that judge. So what are the different attributes of a judge? There must be some qualities of a good judge, and if those qualities are present in a person who is a judge, that person will ultimately give a very good judgment. So what are those attributes which must be present in a judge? Means what are the qualities? So according to Socrates, Socrates is a philosopher, Socrates. So he gave the proposition that a judge must be wise. So wisdom of the judge is one quality according to Socrates. So he has given so many qualities, so many attributes which must be present in a judge. So according to Socrates, the first quality a judge must be having is wisdom. Wisdom means he should be well versed with the law of the land. And the second quality is courteousness, vinamrata. We call it vinamrata, politeness, courteousness. And the third quality is patience. a judge should be patient by nature. He should be able to listen to the arguments tendered by contesting parties, right? And the last quality, according to Socrates, a judge must be having is impartiality. Impartiality means the judge should not be biased. He should be neutral. So these are the four qualities which must be present in a judge, and if these four qualities are present, that judge will give a good judgment. And there is a perception about this word judge. Judge. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters in this, 5 letters, but we'll try to elaborate all these alphabets. J stands for just. Just means, what is justness? Justness is one attribute of the principles of natural justice. What should be done, that must be done, and what should be done is the justness. Suppose I have taken 10 rupees from you, means I have borrowed 10 rupees from you. It is my duty to return that money to you. So the justness lies in my action that I will return that money to you. And if I don't return that money to you, you will take legal action against me in the court of law. And court will give me the direction to return that money to you ultimately. And if the court has given the judgment, judgment is containing this justice. Means the judgment wraps justice inside it. If you open the Pandora box of judgment, what will you find? Suppose this judgment is a box, in our imagination at least, and you are going to open that box, what will you find? What is the jewel inside the box? Justice. Justice is contained inside the judgment. So justness is one element of principles of natural justice. So J stands for just or justness, whatever you like it, and U stands for unbiased. Means a judge should be unbiased. He should not be thinking in favor of the one party or the other party. He should be neutral in his approach. And D stands for dedicated. Dedicated means he should be able to devote time, energy, and his intellect and his legal acumen when he is going to decide a particular case. He should not be having this withdrawal approach. He should be able to indulge in that case so that he will be able to appreciate the evidences produced by different parties, and he will be able to marshal those evidences. He should be able to appreciate those evidences. He should be able to examine the parties in the right spirit, and ultimately he will be able to give a good judgment. And these things are possible only when that judge is really dedicated in his duty particularly. And G stands for gentle. So this gentleness of his personality is also one attribute. Means the judge should not be aggressive. He should be gentle, polite. And E stands for efficiency. He should be efficient, means he should be well versed with the law of the land. He should know the law. But the general presumption is that a judge knows everything, not only the law, he knows everything. Because sometimes you will find in a particular case that science, maybe biology or physics or chemistry or any other subject comes in the picture suddenly. So a judge should be able to understand those subjects also. So it is a part of the efficiency of that judge. So these are the basic qualities, these are the basic attributes a judge must be having so that to be able to write a good judgment. Because we are human beings and we have got certain rights, duties and obligations, and sometimes those rights, duties and obligations are being contested in the court of law, and that court of law may be a criminal court of law, or that court of law may be a civil court of law. These things like rights, duties, obligations, etc. are being contested, means the litigation is going on, and once the litigation is going on, it will happen ultimately that the court, means the judge, will give the verdict, the court will give its decision, the court will give the findings in that particular case, and that verdict decision is known as generally the judgment, right. So judgment is going to terminate the whole proceeding in the court of law. Once the judgment is out, the proceeding terminates there, and the judgment may be from the court of first instance, and the judgment may be from an appellate court. It depends. So ultimately, we are going to study judgment in a bifurcated manner, means judgment writing in civil cases and the judgment writing in the criminal cases, right. So at this point of time, let me announce that we have introduced this topic called judgment writing, and I told you briefly that it is an art, and this art or a skill sometimes is natural and sometimes it is acquired by judges, and there are certain factors like qualities which should be and must be present in the personality of a judge. Means it is a complete package, and this package is going to result into a good judgment. So I have not touched upon technical dimensions of judgment writing still. I will bring that part in the next video, but before that let me tell you one thing, that we will study this judgment writing in two parts. First part will be the judgment writing in civil cases, and then judgment writing in the criminal cases, right. So I will end my video right now, because this was the introductory part and the next part will be brought in the next video. So please do watch our videos and make your valuable comments in the comment section on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much.